Welcome to this quick tutorial on how to use the person indicators. The person buy signal and the person sell signal has been around for a few decades on various platforms. We're proud to introduce it to the HGSI software, which has immeasurable uses in how we can tabulate and find trading opportunities. First, what is the PPS buy signal? It is a momentum indicator, and it paints a picture not just on the chart, but it also can be found in the warehouse view and with your own personalized header like a radar screen fact-finding table, better word for it. When we take a look at whether or not the column says a daily buy signal, this feature also has a buy signal and tells you if it has been and when the last time it was in a buy signal. So not only can you find markets that are in buy signals, so whether it's Tesla or Teva Pharmaceutical, if you click on a new chart and you just go to charting, you will find a chart with our indicators. Now this is a daily chart on Tesla, and you can see that back we had a buy signal, a PPS buy signal, which was generated, and then again ever since then Tesla continued to move up. In of itself, the PPS buy signal is a valid indication of positive momentum coming into a market. However, we all want to know what the momentum condition is. Does it come on increased relative strength versus the sector? Does it come into play with increased volume? And we have other tools that we will walk you through that can help you make better trade decisions. The fact of this video is to share with you what is the nature of what these signals represent. If the market was in a sell signal, it paints an arrow and a red picture on the chart, which is based on the way the market had closed relative to past price action. So if you are in a long position and you see a red signal, does it mean to actually go short? Well, it may tell you to lighten your load. It may tell you that there's a change in momentum in the market, and we can also compare it. And if you look over here at my bottom right hand corner, we're looking at in this case Tesla on a daily mode. We can change this to weekly, and what's really neat about the PPS indicators is that they work and they integrate between two time frames. Some of our best work, we find that when the higher time frame, such as a weekly, is in a buy mode and the market generates an uptrend, sometimes you get a little pullback. And on a weekly chart, it wouldn't generate a weekly sell signal. But on a daily chart, you would note that, oh, it generates a little sell signal. And then when we get into a situation where the daily goes back into a buy, it shows that we have two time frames in sync with each other. Perhaps maybe the weekly chart had a nice strong advance. It had a few day pullback, and then when the daily signal goes back into a buy, it shows that's in a higher in sync with the higher time frame weekly buy signal. These are one of the what we call a continuation signal, and that would all be able to be seen on your warehouse review. So in essence, a buy signal in of itself does not tell you just to get in. You need to follow and look at what the overall trend condition is and what the state of that buy signal is in. Did it come on increasing volume? Is it showing strength in at least strength measured by the relative strength? And in this case, we have another tool called the PMC, which we'll get into in just a few moments. PBS signals are something that helps us to determine whether or not there is not just a buy signal officially in one stock, but also we can look at whether or not the entire industry group is starting to see new, fresh buy signals. So when you start to see and say, listen, there's one thing about a net new change of a positive day in the market in one sector. It's another to find new, fresh daily buy signals in a sector. And so when we find more and more stocks generating new, fresh buy signals in a sector, that may give us an inclination that we want to either join that trade, or it helps to heighten the idea that there's more buying pressure coming into that entire sector. The same can be true with sell signals. The more shorts or sell signals that populate within a sector, the more likelihood is you can see that the sector is starting to see rotation and they're rotating out of that particular sector. So with that said, the PPS indicator, or as it's labeled PBS, is the person buy and sell indicator, would be able to be found on A, your warehouse report, and B, also on looking at your charts to see whether or not there is a true valid buy signal, and it paints that picture on the actual chart. I hope this information found you well.